Hi guys, welcome to this Photoshop tutorial. In this Photoshop tutorial we're going to show you how you can make new documents in Photoshop that are suitable for using on the web. So these could be things such as your Facebook images or your Twitter profiles or your Twitter backgrounds or potentially web banners, things like that. Anything where you need to actually create a document in Photoshop specifically for using on the internet. So to do this, all we're going to do is head on up here, go File, New. And then this opens up this dialog box, and I'm going to leave the preset to custom. There's a ton of different presets that you can use, but really whenever I'm making anything I always find the quickest way is just to leave it set to custom and then just manually put in the fields that you need to do in order to make sure the best kind of result is going to be guaranteed. So the first thing I'm going to do is, because it is for the internet, and this is something that's really important and you've got to understand straight off the bat if you're even thinking about learning Photoshop, is that the internet and your typical monitor or screen that people see the internet through relies on looking at the resolution, which is this field here at 72 pixels per inch. Now that does change for print. I'm going to make another video just like this in a second about how the difference is when you're creating something for print, but the purpose of this video obviously is all about the internet. So I'm going to make sure that that's set to 72 dpi. And I'm also going to make sure that the color mode is set to RGB, and that's the color mode that the monitors like to actually look through as well. So with print it's a little bit different, it's CMYK. I'm going to talk about that again in a second, but the two most important factors that you need to understand is that you have the resolution at 72 dots per inch or pixels per inch, and the color mode is set to RGB. And for this example I'm going to leave it actually at 160 pixels, which is the dimensions that the internet works, and these are perfect for creating profile images, things like that. So I'm just going to now save this as profile image and click OK, and there we go, there's my artwork. So whatever I put on there now is going to be a suitable size for anything that requires 160 pixels for using the internet. Now I'm going to just show you that again. I'm going to go File, New, and now I've already got the resolution and the RGB is set, and I'm going to make, say, a web banner. So I'm just going to tap in here, web banner, and the example I'm going to use is a typical header banner, which is 72.8 pixels by 90. Now you can change the actual level of measurement around here, but if you're doing anything to do with the internet, just leave it at pixels. Everything that you're prompted for in social media or in sort of WordPress or anything like that is always based on pixels, where depending on what country you're in and if you're doing it for print, that's where the other little fellas come in play. So making sure that's pixels, I'm going to leave that, click OK, and you can see what I'm doing here, guys. Really simple, and I'm going to just show you one more time. So we go up here, File, New. So I've got 72 RGB already, and this time I'm going to create a document suitable for a Twitter post. Now what happens is when you tweet images, yes, you can tweet lots of different sizes of images, but to get it to neatly show up in the actual fields or the actual shared image line that people have on Twitter, the typical size is 435 pixels width and 375 pixels high. I'm just going to save this as Twitter share, click OK, and you're done. So that's how you create a new document in Photoshop. Again, can't stress this enough. Most important thing to get your head around is a resolution of 72 dpi and in RGB mode. Now there are things that are slowly changing because of this wonderful world of mobile devices, but when you're designing specifically to factor in mobile devices, there's a few other settings that you get told for, and unless you know all about this, there's no point kind of confusing you at this stage. I will be launching another tutorial fairly soon about how you design for mobile applications, but in this case 72 dots per inch and an RGB color mode. So there we go, that's how you design new documents for web. I'm going to do a quick one now just to show you the difference for print, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys, bye bye.